Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to decorate a pretty woodland rose cake using only several decorating tools provided to me by King Arthur Flower. I'll be using two different sizes of offset spatulas and also a rose tip and a star tip. And first I wanted to show you how to make pretty roses from royal icing. This is my royal icing, stiff consistency, and this is a petal tip or a rose tip that I'll be using. You also need a piping bag, and you also need cut up parchment squares or wax paper squares. So attach your tip onto your piping bag, and then you need to fill the bag with stiff royal icing. And when making royal icing roses, it's good to have a flower nail, or if you don't have a flower nail, you can also use a meat thermometer that has a nail. And you need to attach a piece of a wax paper onto the nail, and so it doesn't move anywhere. Normally I use adhesive putty. It's a removable putty. It works great, but I couldn't find any today, so I'm using a dab of royal icing. And as you see, I'm holding the nail with my left hand and I'm turning it, and my right hand is piping the rose directly onto the nail. And make sure that your narrow part on the tip is facing up and wide part is nearly touching the nail. And you can do different roses depending on the angle. And once you're done doing the roses, you have to let them dry at least for several hours, and then simply peel off the backing paper and you can decorate the cake. And this is a cake I made. This is a sponge cake and it has cooled off, so I'm going to trim the top so it's leveled. And for this you can use a long serrated knife, or you can also use this little nifty tool. And just set the height and then trim it. And you can reserve the top part to make cake pops, or any kind of dessert would be fine, or you can just store it for later. And then I'm going to torte the cake, so I have two layers using the wire tool again. And now I'm going to fill it. So I made a chocolate ganache, and I'll be using these spatulas to fill and decorate the cake. This is the chocolate ganache, whipped chocolate ganache I made, and I'm using a large spatula to spread it around, and then place the top cake layer on the top. And I'll be decorating this cake directly on my cake stand, so I want to protect the cake stand so it doesn't get all messy from my icing. So I'm using pieces of wax paper and I'm just placing them on to the cake stand, and here is my undecorated cake. So the cake has been filled, so now I have to use remaining ganache to decorate the cake. You can also use buttercream or any kind of frosting you like. And here I'm using a star tip to pipe my frosting onto the sides, and then just smooth it out a little bit with a small spatula. And because I'm doing a woodland, it doesn't really have to be perfect all the way. It doesn't have to be smooth, so I'm using a small spatula and I'm making little lines to imitate bark, and the same thing on the top of the cake. It's really super easy technique. It doesn't have to be perfect. And once you're done with spatula, you can attach your ribbon roses that you made before. You can just place them out randomly or in a shape. They could be tight together or more spread out. It really depends on what you want. And then you are pretty much done. Oh, one more thing. Remember those pieces that I put on a cake stand to protect it? So I have to remove those, and I'll do that in a minute. See, it comes out quite easily without messing up my cake stand. Okay, and then the last one. And that's it. Your cake is ready and you can enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and thanks for watching. See you next time.